Welcome back. It's been a great show today, but it's going to even get better right now. Treasure Obasi Johnson started her media career as a presenter on the MTA, and that was about 10 years ago. Wow. She's also an actor and has gone on to feature in series with Africa Magic. She's also a voiceover artist and an events compere. She's joining us this morning on the show. Talk about what she's been up to over the past few years. How you doing?
I'm great, and you?
Yeah, excellent. It's good to have you join us. So, you started, I saw a video of you yesterday, we were just talking, and you were pretty young. I actually thought you were 10 or 11, but you said that you were probably about 7 years old when you were...
I was 11, but I looked...
Yeah. Okay, so exactly. So you look like you were 7, but you were actually 11 years old in that video. You started acting really, really early. Tell us about that.
Okay, so it all started when I was 4. I just had this idea that I was going to go into acting and presenting. I used to be so fascinated when I watched news and when I watched TV, and I see the way they were talking, the way they were so expressive. I wanted to express myself like that. I wanted to be heard and to be seen that way. So when I got the first opportunity to be in a soap opera, that was Tears for Tomorrow, and that was when I was 10. I did it so well that I got other jobs from there, including my first ever movie role, Champions of Our Time, the video which you saw. I was 11 by that time, and that role got me about 4 awards and like 6 nominations, including AMA nomination, Zuma Award in Abuja Best Actress, Zafa Award in the UK Best Actress, like Terracotta Awards Best Supporting Role.
And that's amazing for someone so young.
It's really amazing.
So it was almost like a breakout role because everybody then saw that, oh wow, she's so talented. So obviously you knew very early that this was what you wanted to do.
Absolutely. And then after that, I went on to get the opportunity to be on NTA, presenting the show Young Inventors, and which I did for 10 years, and I retired in January.
I love that. I like how you said, so I retired after doing it for 10 years. Well, you did it for about 10 years, and since 2009.
Yes.
So now that you're officially retired,
retired on that show.
On that show, but it's exciting. One thing that I thought was quite inspirational is the fact that there's a lot of young girls who come up to you and they're inspired by your story, just the fact that you knew what you wanted to do early on and you went after it with the support of your parents as well.
My mom was in full support. She would go on set with me to make sure that I was doing the right thing and I was associated with the right people to make sure I wasn't taken advantage of. And I had a lot of young girls come up to me and say, I like you so much, I want to be like you. Sometimes their parents weren't in support, sometimes their parents were like over supportive, and that's not really what they wanted to do. So I then branch out, my career into motivational speaking and teaching. So I would go to schools, including some critique secondary school. I would even go to Unilag. So when I was in secondary school, I was on this show called The Girls Revolution as a motivational speaker, and I would talk about achieving your full potential and being confident in yourself. See, when I was in primary school and up until junior secondary school, I was bullied a lot. I used to be called names like Bebe Bear, you like to fly, you're too forward, ITK, stuff like that. And it almost made me go back into my shell. It's not like I was forward per se, but I was just more confident than the average person would expect. The average, I was more confident than average. Like if they asked a question, I'd be the first person to raise up my hand. If they needed anything, I'd be the first person to offer. But that didn't make me go back into my shell. Instead, that made me more outspoken because the time I tried to be a little more quiet, I still got hated on. So I was just myself, irrespective of what any other person thought.
And this is what you tell young girls.
I tell young girls.
The fact that, be confident in yourself.
Exactly.
No matter what happens. And you said that you were quite small in size when you were younger. So that also enabled people to pick on you even more.
Yeah, I got picked on a lot because of my style. So when I was up to when I was 12, I looked really small. Like I looked 8. It wasn't until I clocked 13 that I had this growth spurt, and I grew like 5 inches in like 6 months, 5 inches tall. I started developing in puberty, like the changes that come when a girl reaches puberty and the rest. So this is just gonna take us to the most recent development in my career, which is entrepreneurship, my skin and hair care brand. So this growth spurt that I had then made me develop thick, dark stretch marks on my legs, my arms. So it was just like a hormonal thing. And for someone who never knew anything about skincare, I would just bathe with Joy Soap, Pure Leather, and then I didn't even know anything about rubbing cream, shea butter, the rest. So then I started doing my research. I saw every doctor's appointment as an opportunity to get to know more. I did the internet. Then I started doing trainings for skincare. I would, get aloe vera gel from my backyard, and then shea butter, coconut oil.
So this was almost like personal research for you.
Personal research. No, there wasn't actually an external force in kicking up this entrepreneurship. And now that I'm married, my husband is in full support of this.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Oh,
because, I mean, it was something that we saw online. We're like, okay, wow, she's married. You know, and anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about you getting married and all that. So you then started this.
I started this. So we're currently launching. The website is getting ready. So you can reach us at twinklebytreasure.com. So it's Twinkle by Treasure, me.
Twinkle by Treasure.
Yeah.
Okay, so after doing your thing for 10 years and then you retired, which you said, from the show.
Yeah.
You then got married, or did you get married at about the time that the show was ending?
Okay, yeah, well, after I graduated from University Unilag, I studied English in 2017. It was already eminent that it was time for me to sort of like hand the baton to a younger, because I started the show when I was 11.
Yeah.
And now I'm 21. So it was eminent that I hand the baton to a younger, vibrant presenter and probably train them. So when it got to that point, I said, you know what, this is another phase of life for me. This is another step in my career. So I've been doing events comparing and all, so I just decided to focus more on that and on acting. And then when it finally came to this year, 2019, I then retired. So it was not like I just dropped it.
Yeah.
It was a conversation. There was a whole process, and I am so grateful to MT for that opportunity because I was schooled, I was trained, I was given the opportunity.
Now you're a seasoned presenter.
Yes.
And then you met this nice guy. Who you then got married to. How long ago did you meet him? Because now you're smiling and laughing and you're still in that honeymoon phase, which is nice.
Yeah, well, it's been 2 months.
Wait, so it's been 2 months?
Yeah, it's been 2 months.
Okay, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So how did you guys meet? You come together. How did you think? How did you discover that? Okay, this is the guy that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
Okay, well, it all started in 2015 or 2014. So Corey Bello used to be my good friend.
Yeah.
And he called me to be part of this, the Mavens video shoot. So we shot it in late 2014. It was officially released in 2015. The video, Adobe, by the Mavens, Don Jazzy, Ricardo Band, and then Corey did. So my husband, where he was in the UK, was just watching TV. This is the story he told me, and the friend told me as well. He was watching TV with his best friend, and he just said, wow, this girl is so beautiful. She's the kind of woman I'd like to marry.
So your husband saw you on TV?
He saw me on TV and he said, if I ever meet that girl, I'm going to marry her.
Wow, that's power of vision right there. Yeah.
So we didn't get in touch until 2018 when he slid into my DMs. And usually when I find that I'm looking at my DM request, I get this butterfly feeling in my stomach that I'm going to get a new job from there.
Yeah.
But this time it wasn't a job. It was his DM. So when I checked it out, it wasn't into movies or anything. I was about to exit. I just heard this voice in my spirit. That is your husband.
So it was like a spiritual connection.
It was a spiritual connection, and then we finally met, and it was like a physical connection as well. So
very nice.
Fast forward to April, he asked me to marry him. June, we got married.
Wow. That's you know what they call whirlwind romance. That's what happened.
Really? Well, it doesn't feel like it. Feels like we've known for like years.
Okay, so wow. Okay, so that's a nice story that we should put in a movie or something, where somebody saw someone on TV. And said, I'm going to marry that girl. Send her a message. Okay, very cool. Anyway, so it's been good. You are looking forward to the future. You're still pretty young, 21 years old.
Yeah, the whole future ahead of me.
Are you looking at movies, focusing on movies for the next decade?
For the next decade, my plan exactly is to not just focus on movies, but to go into teaching. Because I find that the kind of method of approach I have towards acting, I haven't seen that displayed in any actor I know. Everybody has their individual, wonderful style that works for them and makes them appear brilliant on TV. But I have my personal style that, I internalize to be able to externalize the acting on TV. So I would like to share more of that with the world, especially young people. So I may go into teaching and then still do movies. Definitely, I love acting.
Your story is truly inspirational. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
And we're going to reward you for all your hard work. And for 10 years on TV, retiring honorably.
Wow.
Starting a new phase, a new direction as well.
Could
you join us in the kitchen, please?
Oh,
so that's a surprise for you.
Okay, I actually wasn't expecting that.
It's not over yet. Please have a seat here.
Thank
This is Mary.
you. Hello.
fantastic chef, Shibiotimo there.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
So we've got a treasure for you on the table.
Oh.
Yes, this is by
yummy.
Chef. Let everybody at home get to
Yeah.
this recipe.
So Chef Shibiotimo made street food today. So stuff that you can make very easily, pick up from anywhere. So just tell us about it, Chef.
This is our platter.
Street food.
Street food platter.
Street food platter. Yeah.
I've seen a lot
Our
of
yam,
things in Tepper.
our spiral yam, precise, then the dodo and the fish.
There's more there? Is that not for more?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
Okay.
It's very good.
Okay,
So we're going to let you
we're
have
not
a
going to
taste.
let you salivate for too long.
You can start.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well done,
Try
Chef.
it and let us
Well
know
done.
what you think of it.
Jordan, it looks so like.
See, this is very far
Orchard.
from the road for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, street food.
So you come easy and so you take to the office.
Yeah.
It's being packed, both in our parties and on the street.
Wow.
Yeah, you're sharp. You're sharp. You're sharp.
That's really great.
Yeah, so get down to it.
Okay, I love
planting.
With
let's
that,
start rounding up.
it's a wrap on the show today. We must say a big thank you to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories.
Yeah, big thank you to all our guests for joining us today.
Thank you
It's been
so
a great
much.
show. Good Tuesday. Treasure, well done. Congratulations on all your
It's
work.
really yummy.
Great.
Thank you.
Nice.
Well done, Chef.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Well
Chef
done, Chef.
Shibiotimo. Yes, that's super song concept right there. All right, with that, it's a wrap. Thank you so much for always watching. Tomorrow is another day. Be sure to join us then. Bye-bye.